my dear Patreon followers and supporters. Thank you for being on the team. I really appreciate it. I've got some information for you folks that want the complete scoop on, is Guayaquil safe? You probably heard all kind of different information here and there, but the bottom line of the real scoop is Guayaquil, is it safe? I'm going to hit you right between the eyes. Guayaquil is not safe. Regardless of what you've heard, it is not safe. Now you might say, well, you were just there, you did a 24-hour video. Yes, it is relatively safe in a 5 to 7 block radius, which is known as the tourist zone, or the Malecon. I say relatively safe because it's got times when it's the safety, it's like a thermometer, the safety thermometer goes down and then it goes up. So for example, after dark, even though there's a lot of people out, all you have to really do is hit a spot where there's less people, like what happened to us last night. A young man that was an able-bodied young man standing there. He wasn't missing any limbs, which I normally help people out. I don't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. If somebody's got a stump leg or something and crippled, I help them, I give them some money. But this guy, I don't give money to people just because they're standing there asking for money, and especially the young guys. So we just veered off like 15-20 feet to an area behind some trees where there wasn't as many people, and he was begging for money, and I just kind of looked away and we kept walking. But he raised his voice and got angry. It's almost as if he was going to, somebody gets angry and you don't know what they're going to do. I mean, this guy wasn't crippled or old and decrepit or anything. He was a young guy, and he could assault you and then run. So, and this was just right after dark. We were making the video. There were still a lot of people everywhere. It was like, it gets dark at around, 6:30 or something? It was like 7:30. Yeah. So it was just after dark. It wasn't late. And if you've read any of our publications, do-it-yourself guides, we tell you that the odds go against you. They get greater and greater against you as the time gets later and later. 7 o'clock in the evening. In the evening, yeah, after dark. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You're venturing into a higher percent territory where something may happen to you. So I said that to say that it was relatively early on that scale. It was still around 7:30, and yet. Now, I also want to tell you this. Now, I'm not going to sit here and run through all the different scenarios. I started this conversation telling you straight out, it is not safe. But just to give you a little detail, even during the day, even in the tourist zone, I wouldn't even think about venturing outside of the tourist zone. So even during the day, we've seen, like, just in one day, this is not over a period of 3 months or something, in one day we've seen like half a dozen vagrant, really disheveled, dirty looking people that look like they live on the street. And I'll tell you, one guy
in the tourist area, which you would find in like a bad area, but it's not supposed to be a bad area.
For example, in Cuenca, you would have to venture out of the Central Park area, because the cops there actually keep it clean. I've actually seen them walk up to these kind of people, and they're more humane than they are in the States. They basically grab them by the hand and walk them out of the park. They don't want them there, and they keep it clean that way. They don't hassle them and beat them with nightsticks and demand identifying information.
Or send them to jail for the night because they're drunk.
They're just more humane, but they get them out of there and they keep it clean. Not so in Guayaquil. One of these disheveled guys had a shirt on that came down about like this, right? And then there was no clothes on this part. And I mean, the shirt didn't go deep. I mean, it was up here to just past the, what do you call this, the groin area. And so it looked like he was naked. I mean, I don't know, maybe he had underwear underneath that, maybe he didn't, but I'm just saying, this is like the mental illness. And then there's people that are walking around talking to themselves, and And there's some of that in Panama City too.
I noticed 2 women already talking to themselves, walking around, and there's nobody with fire.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to inflate something this is not a small, it's not just one, you know, it's like half a dozen in one day in just a small 2 or 3 block area. So
it's sad.
You know, and you're in the center, you're in the tourist center. So, and we have been told, as you know, we like to go straight to the source. We talk to the Guayaquilians, we talk to the locals, and they will tell you, if you ask them in Spanish, you know, and if they're being honest, a lot of ifs, you know, do not venture out of the 5 to 7 block tourist area. Absolutely do not.
And Guayaquil is not for women alone, believe me.
Absolutely not. We have our own knowledge base about women traveling alone, and I know that it's not politically correct, but you know, but we won't get into that on this video.
Yeah.
But especially in a place like Guayaquil, you know, I don't care whether you're a woman alone or not. I don't care who you are.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't care, you know, who you are. You don't venture out of the 5 to 7 block area, and you be super careful even in the tourist zone. And that means just because you're in the tourist zone, don't do like some of those Americans I used to see in Cuenca way before they got all the tourist police and cleaned it up. They would come down there, and because they're reading the gringo lists and they're being told that it's okay, it's safe and all that, and they were coming down here and you'd see them wearing this huge camera on their necks.
Oh yeah.
Absolute
Not
no-no
Guayaquil.
in Guayaquil. Even in the tourist area, no jewelry, nothing. I'm going to add a segment here for black people. You know, I see things that people say on forums and such and on YouTube, and you know, I have had, you know, good black friends, and I would tell them this. I would tell this to my black friends, and I would want them to know. So I don't presuppose myself as being someone that, you know, has to tell black people something or something like that. That's not it. That's not what I'm doing. So I'm saying that if you're African American watching this video, you see this silliness on social media when it comes to travel, things specifically relating to Guayaquil, because that's where we are, and people saying things like, yeah, go to the coast or go to Guayaquil, there's more black people there. And I see this, and I think it's just really bad advice, because it's true, there are more black people here, but the very same warnings I just gave everybody else stands for black people too. I mean, I wouldn't send a black friend to Guayaquil and make them think it was okay just because there's more black people than in Cuenca. You know, I mean, how stupid and silly that is. And so it's just another way that people get, you know, certain people get misled into something that they're not really getting the whole picture. They're just focusing on, well, there's more black people there. So I would hate to see somebody come to Guayaquil and disregard all of this, you know, extremely useful and necessary information just because somebody on social media said, yeah, there's more black people there, go there, you know. So I'm at the society, some kind of Italian society in Guayaquil. This is where you get translations done anyway. She's Ecuadorian, and I didn't ask her, and she's telling me, she's offering me, because I would have been real nice to her, and she's just being nice back. She offered to call us a taxi, and then she explained how dangerous it is to just hail a taxi here in Guayaquil, just off the road. You cannot do that. So, you know, I mean, it's a privilege to be in the Patreon and to get this kind of information straight from the locals through me, you know, through us. You know, we pass this information that we get straight from the locals. This isn't an opinion or something we read on.
Revise los nombres. Tómalo. Revise los nombres por si acaso.
Okay, have a nice day. Till the next video.